know how good the audio is going to be. It's like really windy, but it's actually nice. So hopefully you can hear. Hope you're doing fine. I hope you're having a good Saturday. In this video, I want to talk about something we're just starting out to implement. Not going into the details of it, but we're doing a lot of UI work as well. And as we determine how to go about implementing some of the new pages, there's always two choices in front of us, right? One is, do you want to code to all of those pages from scratch, or do you want to use existing templates and start from there? Now, I mean, there's no straight up easy answer for this, but it depends on what you do, right? But I do think just as much as we use these other components, published components like atomic components, whether it's checkboxes or tooltips or modules and forms and whatnot, we should also always consider looking for templates that are published and are out there. I mean, they're not necessarily free, but I think it's still worth the investment rather than code all of that from scratch. You want to see if there's a template that will help you. It doesn't have to be template in entirety, like for the whole, for every page in your feature, but you might look for a template that has something closer to sort of what you might need, at least one part of what you need. Then what that means, you don't have to implement it. You either look for a free template or you purchase one with the appropriate license, and then you start incorporating that into your product, into your platform. What this means is you're going to spend the majority of your time actually doing what needs done, what hasn't already been done by somebody else that you could actually leverage. So, in other words, don't reinvent the wheel, because that's not the best use of time, right? Because you want to get your product requirements out the door as quickly as possible. So look for the template, see what might fit the bill. If it's close enough, I mean, by close enough, I mean even if it gives you like 20-25% of what you need, that's a good place to be on day one than at 0%. Now you take the template, skin it, change the theme, so it starts looking and feeling and smelling like the rest of your product. But you shouldn't have to, rebuild that from scratch. And especially if you're building, let me take ridiculous examples, but they're useful examples in any case. Let's say you're building a new sign-in page or registration page. I mean, like, it's been done and dusted like a million times. Sure, your pages might look a little bit different. You might have slightly different functionality, but ultimately you want the user to sign up or sign in. So you should look for one that does the job that you like, and then go with it and make the adjustments. In this day and age, trying to build a sign-in or a sign-up page from scratch, it would be a ridiculous waste of time. Yeah, personally, that's my opinion. And the smaller you are, the faster you want to get things done. You want to keep your energies focused on the value add that you're providing as a company, as a service provider, as a platform, as a SaaS tool, to either your end users or your business consumers or your clients. What you don't want to do is spend the time in trying to just re-implementing what's there. And I've said this more than once. It's because every day I actually do see dev teams spend time on stuff that they shouldn't be spending time on. So it's one thing to want to get things out the door quickly, but it's yet another to figure out what are some of the options that you should pick. So it facilitates that, right? It naturally lends itself to doing it. So I just want to share my thoughts on that for my templates. Now, at a high level. Now, if you get deeper, depending on the framework that you're using, whether you're using React or Angular or Vue or Flutter, then you look for templates that are built in those languages and frameworks, right? That way you're much closer to where you want to be. I mean, yeah, if you find an Angular template and you're working on a React project or a Flutter project, sure, I think you could still, I know if it makes sense, I wouldn't start there. But if you are building something complex and you find an Angular template that does 40% or half of what you need, not from a business standpoint, not from a business functionality standpoint, but from a UI UX standpoint, then maybe there's a case for taking that and sort of porting that over to a different language or framework. But that's easier said than done. So I don't know if I would actually even support it. And honestly, I don't know if I have any experience doing something like that. So I would just be speculating. What I would do is either find a template that's in that language or framework. And if you don't find one, see if you can find something else that solves a tiny part of the most complex part of that problem, right? A chain is only as strong as the weakest link, and you want to solve your more difficult problems first. So, and if you don't find anything, that's all right. Then you can just go. Then there's a valid justification. You're not going to find a template out there for every hunger that you're trying to satiate. So, but for the ones that you can, repurpose, you should definitely spend that initial day or so doing your due diligence, so you don't have any regrets down the road. That's basically it. Check out our platform at snowpal.com. Download our app from the App and Play Store. Enjoy managing projects and be productive in all walks of life, right? Personal and professional. Thank you.